All right. So thank you guys for joining in tonight. And if you're not able to join us live, then thank you for tuning in on the replay. And tonight, I just want to say Happy New Year first. I can't believe we're already into being back to routines. And so I thought that would be kind of a good topic for tonight. I wanted to talk about just maybe like 5 different things that I kind of feel are easy ideas that we can try to put into our daily routine to help with wellness. First, let me introduce myself in case there are people watching that haven't tuned in before. I'm Bell. I'm from SBell Wellness. I'm not a doctor, so I do want to say that first, that, some of the things I'm sharing is not necessarily medical advice, but I do have a background in psychology. I'm an occupational therapist as well, so health science is kind of my thing, and really making sure that we can figure out a way to use some complementary medicine to really integrate that with our Western medicine ways. So I've had a lot of practice with that personally, and I love to share that so others can learn and really kind of figure that out for their lifestyle as well. And so today I'm just going to talk about 5 simple ways that we can do that in our daily routines. I'll kind of talk about why I think those are good. And then if there's any questions of anybody that it's on, then we can certainly have a little chat about that. And then I can share with you a little bit about where to find some more information, how to get some of these products that you might want to try out. So first I'm going to start with what I do absolutely every day without a doubt before I go into my daily routine, especially when I'm going to be at work. I work with children, working around a lot of people. We want to make sure that we can keep our immune system going well. So this is my daily defense blend that I use. Some people refer to it as Floom, which Floom. So the first one in the blend is actually frankincense. So just to show you, here's a little DIY roller. I've got the stickers on there of these oils I'm going to talk about. And so the first one is frankincense. So frankincense is actually considered the king of oils. It's a really great oil for supporting all things at a cellular level. And so it's an immunostimulant, which means it's really going to stimulate that immune system, get it going, doing its job at going to battle, really, defense against all of those viruses and bacteria and all of those nasty things that show up throughout our routines. And so it's also a good anti-inflammatory, which is also something that really our body needs some support with to help us as we're trying to fight off some of those things I mentioned. And then also very restorative properties in frankincense. So at that cellular level, we really are looking at supporting repair and those kind of things that we're doing, maybe not necessarily on purpose, but all of the toxins that we take in can build up and then make it easier for us to get sick. So frankincense, number 1 in that blend. The second one, the L, is lemon. And so lemon's a great oil for many different things, but as far as in this blend, again, we're talking antioxidants, so it's really making sure that we can get rid of some of those free radicals that get in, supporting us at a cellular level. Definitely antibacterial, really helps with that detoxification, getting those toxins out. And then it actually helps to break up mucus. So if we are dealing with some illness, I have found that this blend really does help shorten the duration of those feelings. So lemon is the second one in Floom. And then we'll move into oregano. So oregano is a super powerful oil. I will say that I actually don't use this one in my daily blend. I use this one in a blend when I know that I'm going to need that extra boost. It is recommended that it not necessarily be used on a daily basis, that you would use it more of a boost, or only for 10 days in a row type of thing. So just to note that, but it definitely has major antibacterial. There's actually studies that have shown that it's super powerful against antibiotic resistant bacteria, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, if you've kind of read some things or heard some stories about how maybe antibiotics are overprescribed sometimes, We're starting to see that maybe they're not working in the way that we want them to, or people's bodies are not responding to them the way that they are intended to because of different immune things going on. And so oregano is really great that it does have those natural chemical properties that can support against some of those bacteria that have become resistant to some of our medications. Oregano is also very antifungal, as well as antiviral. So you've got that antibacterial and antiviral properties in the oregano. And then the other O is On Guard, which is our protective blend with doTERRA. And On Guard has a blend in there of, let's see, wild orange and clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, rosemary. To me, it kind of smells like Christmas a little bit, but it definitely goes to combat for us with all of the chemical composition of those oils that are in there. Really great against the viral and bacteria based on the properties of being able to support at that cellular level. And then the M in Flume is Melaleuca. So Melaleuca is also known as tea tree. Melaleuca is the plant that the tea tree oil comes from, and so we refer to that as Melaleuca. And again, it also has those antiviral, it has really nice decongestant properties, as well as some antifungals. It can really help those bronchioles, ears, throat, tonsils. So you guys see that I'm not really talking specific illness or talking about disease, because that is something that I do want to stay compliant with how I'm talking about them, but do know that the properties in here are going to support a lot of different illnesses that pop up for you. So that's Flume. So every day I take that one. So I showed you earlier the one that has the oregano in it. This is my one without it. And so I take this roller and just roll it on the bottoms of my feet every morning before I put on my socks. And then I really feel like, you know, you're kind of putting on that armor to take on. And I definitely, since I've started using this almost a year now, I definitely noticed that it has helped me get sick less. And then when I do get sick, the duration has definitely been less. So I definitely recommend that as a daily dose. And sometimes when I do that in this roller without the oregano, like if I'm starting to feel like something's coming on, or I'm going to be around more people that I think are sick, then I'll just take oregano in a roller by itself so that I can just layer it on with the other one. And if you don't have all of those oils yet, if maybe you didn't get started with like the Family Essentials kit where you would get all of those oils, a good start would certainly be just to snag an On Guard touch roller that already has a lot of those good properties in there for you. So just to give you an alternative there. All right, so that was all about Flume. That's definitely my number one in my routine that I definitely use on a daily basis. The next one I wanted to talk about is not actually an oil, but is my On Guard toothpaste. So for a long time, I've been trying to figure out different natural toothpaste, wanting to remove some of those toxins, wanting to get rid of the fluoride that we hear different things about. And so still wanting to have one that performs well. And so I've tried a bunch of different ones. And then when doTERRA came into my life, snagging this one has really been it. So I definitely have found success with that. My dental checkups have been really great since using this. It does have the On Guard blend in there. So it supports with, cleaning your teeth, but not only cleaning your teeth, keeping your toothbrush clean, which is nice. And then there's also myrrh in there, which is a super helpful oil for our mouth and our gums. It's really soothing to them. So anybody who has sensitivity, and if people have asked about that, I always had to use a sensitive toothpaste in the past. So I think the myrrh in here is certainly helping to kind of soothe that, and no need for some of those other chemical things that might have been in there to try to support that. It also has hydrated silica in it, which is a natural abrasive. So I know sometimes we're kind of looking at, like, when you get a natural toothpaste, does it have what we need in there to clean? And so that natural abrasive is actually going to help remove plaque. And so it is why we're seeing it perform well for us. There is xylitol in there. That's a sweetener for taste, but xylitol actually has shown to be very supportive for the health of the teeth and gums. So not only is it giving a little bit of a boost to the taste, but it's also having a cleaning impact as well. And then it does have calcium hydroxylate in there, which is actually clinically, they have shown that it really is supporting the teeth, the strength of the teeth. So some really great things in there without having to worry about chemicals that you're putting in there. So it's a great swap. So I definitely recommend the toothpaste. And then just a few months ago, doTERRA launched a mouthwash with the On Guard as well. And so I've been using that one. This is a brand new bottle, actually just came today. I just finished up my last bottle. And so just to have an idea, it lasts for about, let's see, I had it for 3 months. So pretty good just to have a little bit, but it, again, it's alcohol free, really making sure that we're not having those chemicals that are found. If you start to read the back of a mouthwash bottle, you would just be floored at what you're actually trying to figure out. But that one has the On Guard blend in there. So it's got all those supports that we talked about before with the On Guard. And then it also has plant-based product called Miswak, which actually helps additionally reduce plaque. So 2 really great products to go to bat for our dental health, which if we kind of all think about that, you know, a lot is going on with our mouth. And so it's really important for us to think about making sure that we are using products that are safely helping us keep well. All right, so my third product I wanted to talk about tonight is actually CorrectX. So CorrectX is our first aid ointment. And so with CorrectX being a first aid ointment, you can actually use it for anything that you might have used like a Neosporin or something like that for. But my actual favorite way to use it is as like a lip balm. So I use it every day as my lip balm. I will say this is my first winter with doTERRA, and my lips are so much better this year than I've experienced in the past. Let's see, sorry. Sorry, somebody was trying to get in there. All right, so I was just talking about CorrectX, and I was mentioning how it's our first aid ointment, and I use it as a lip balm. I've also used it for scar management, which has been super helpful. I've used it for scrapes and cuts and all those things that you would naturally use a first aid ointment for. And also for, you know, skin blemishes, breakouts kind of things. So it's a really universal ointment. Anything that you would use, like I said, a Neosporin or something for, you could certainly swap for this, and making sure that you're having reduced toxins and not having all those chemicals that are in some of the other products. Just to give you an idea of what's in CorrectX, it has lavender in there, which is super soothing for the skin. Helichrysum, which we kind of refer to as liquid Band-Aid, and so that one is really supportive of the skin. There's frankincense in there, which we talked about at the beginning, and then cedarwood, which is also a very calming oil. So I would definitely recommend CorrectX as kind of a go-to for anything. If you can kind of see, this tube is almost on its way out. I've had this tube for about a year now. So definitely goes a long way. So definitely recommend CorrectX in your daily go-to. Using it as a lip balm has definitely been really good. The fourth one that I wanted to share with you guys tonight are some vitamins, because I do feel, and all of the time I've spent figuring out supplements and trying to understand them for myself personally, working with my naturopath on that, and then kind of studying up what doTERRA has to offer, I have found that these vitamins are top notch. I've been taking the XE Omegas for, like I said, almost a year now. And these are a whole food based vitamin. And so that's kind of what you want to look for when you're looking for supplementation, because you want to make sure that our body is able to process what we're putting in and be able to get the nutrients that we're expecting from it. And so having a whole food complex is a way to make sure that we're doing that. And so the XE Omega is a great, the Microplex VMZ is a really good way to do that. I started talking about XE Omega, which is part of our Lifelong Vitality Pack. And so the Lifelong Vitality Pack is like the 3-pack of supercharged vitamins that are really going to give us everything we need for daily supplementation. So we talked about the Microplex VMZ, just our regular whole food complex vitamins, giving us those antioxidants, our nutrition support. Our food is so depleted that we really need to think about some nutritional support. So that was that first one. And so then XE Omega is actually a combination of like marine and land omegas, and then there's some essential oils in there, as well as some fat soluble vitamins like A and D3 and E are in there to give us those things that we need to really help support our brain function. They really help with mood. They're actually supporting our heart and cardiovascular, really good support for attention and memory, our joint health, our skin health, just overall immunity. So super important that we're making sure that we're thinking about getting some of those omegas, because again, we can really eat well, and I think a lot of us know that, and we're trying that, and we're really seeking out some of those things, but unfortunately, the soil that our food is grown in is so depleted of nutrients that we may not be really getting what we think we are from the food. So super important to get that from our supplementation as well. And then the third one that is in there is our Alpha CRS. And so Alpha CRS is our cellular vitality blend. And so this one's going to really be packed with antioxidants, anti-inflammatories. It's really kind of thinking about that aging process, making sure that we are helping the body with detox, free radicals, really giving energy to the cells so that they can, regenerate and do the things that they need to do. So Alpha CRS is that third one. And any of you who have been watching before, you know that I originally started out with taking the Microplex VMZ. And as I'm researching and doing some things and seeing some healing happening in my body, I'm actually ready to take some of the other ones now. So those just arrived today. So I was happy to share them with you today. And then I'm happy to start taking those in my daily routine tomorrow, so I can continue to share great things about those. Believe it or not, the Lifelong Vitality Pack is actually our #1 seller for doTERRA. Funny, it's not an essential oil, but so many people are seeing the benefits of these and really seeing a change in their health and wellness for taking them. And so I know sometimes when we look at it, we're like, there's so many different options out there, but just thinking about this, like sometimes I kind of think about just putting it into my grocery budget, because I know that I'm really trying to get nutrition from it and trying to get my vitamin supplementation from that. And so that's kind of how I make it work. If you kind of think about it, it's actually your daily dose is less than a cup of coffee. So there's certainly some things that we can think about to kind of support us as we're trying to figure out how to fit these into our budget as well. And then last but not least for today, I wanted to talk about what I do at bedtime. And so Balance has been my #1 go-to oil from the get-go. And Balance is our grounding blend. It's super settling. It's really great for any anxious feelings going on, reducing tension, calming down. And so that one has definitely been my #1 go-to. And so how I do that is actually I have a roller that I have Balance and Serenity. Serenity is just another blend that helps with all of those things for rest. And so it's got lavender and cedarwood, hoe wood, ylang ylang, marjoram, chamomile, vetiver, vanilla, and Hawaiian sandalwood. So if you know some of those oils, you kind of know that they really are for calming. And so these two together, just the grounding and the restful, I found to be super supportive for making sure I can get some rest, settling those thoughts and kind of calming down and get ready for bed. So I actually roll this one on the bottoms of my feet, just like I did the routine in the morning. I do this one at night, bottoms of my feet. Sometimes I'll roll it down my spine. A lot of times I like to just take in the aromatics of it to really kind of help settle down for bed at night. So definitely one that I recommend if you are having some hard time falling asleep at night and being able to settle in. This is a really good one. Also a good one for kiddos if they also are having a hard time with that. So getting into routine can be helpful. All right, so that was short and sweet of, just top 5 things that I fit into routine. Just thinking about like your wellness and what sort of things kind of overarching can help you. And so that's where we went in with the flume to really help with our immune system, going to defense daily, making sure that we're prepared for that. And then, our mouth health, our dental health is really a great way to make sure that we're staying well. And then those supplements, absolutely wanted to make sure. I threw in there that correct X with it being winter, just to show that, it really is helpful to have something without all of those chemicals to help protect the skin as well. Because if our skin's not protected, then we're letting things in and making it hard for that defense thing to happen for us. And then lastly, just kind of thinking about your bedtime routine. Is there something you can put in there to help you rest? All right, so that's what I have for just a little quick message about some things that you can try to get into routine. If anybody has questions, you can certainly reach out to me by email. I do have a brand new website, so you can find all the information there. If you log in, it's at SBellWellness.com. And there's different tabs you can look at. But if you're interested in figuring out how to get started with doTERRA, there's definitely a tab for that. I have my blog over there that I will be writing on different topics to share with you as well. And then if you ever have questions or comments, things going on that you need some support with, please reach out. You can reach me. There's a phone number there that you can reach me, as well as email. So I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to help you out with some things as we move into the new year. We're all thinking about routines and what can we do to stay well and be well throughout the year. So I'd love to help you out with that. So please reach out and let me know how I can do that. And I thank you for joining in tonight, or if you're watching this later, thanks for taking the time to watch, and let me know how I can help you be well this year. All right, I'll see you all soon. Thanks.